Hey guys, been a while, and welcome to 3 Topics 1 video, where in this one video I'll be doing a double cringe of the month, because I missed last month and I apologize, and a little haul of what I just got after shopping with my sister. Also, this bag is full of comic books. Let's get the Funkos out of the way. First up, I have Jason and I have Freddy, and now can't see it. I have Michael Myers. Can you hold on? Let me just. There, that's better. I have Michael Myers from Halloween. Oh, that's interesting. I like how his head really has a good separate from his body. I kind of like that to really show it's a mask. Also, if you ever wonder where I've been, I have no excuse. I just haven't been uploading. I've been uploading a little more on TikTok than I have. Next two, I'll just do these together because they're from the same show. This is from My Hero Academia, Izuku Midoriya, and Denki Kaminari. I was so excited when I found Denki. And also, not only do I have Denki, I also have Jiro, his girlfriend. I do wish that there was a Denki Funko of him having the lightning circle around him, like an old Vegeta Funko I had. But this is still cool just to have him. Make sure to put him in the anime shelf. My anime shelf is getting very full. I need to find a new shelf for that. Also, I wanted to tell you this, but I didn't make a video on them. I have 4 new entries into my DC collection. I have Henry Cavill Superman from Justice League, and the 3 Funkos from the Blue Beetle movie. And oh my god, I am so hyped for Blue Beetle. That is a DC movie. I have not been as hyped for a DC movie as this one, Shazam, the real Captain Marvel. Alright. Izuku Midoriya. I like the one I got. I don't have Deku, but I'm grateful I got a really cool looking one. Let's get him out. That was horrible. That was one of my worst ones. And supposedly, pause, I know which parts, he glows in the dark, and I'm definitely going to guess it is the tendrils that he's using. Oh, this looks so cool. This is a really good one. I'm really glad I found this. This is also from the comic shop. Like Michael Myers, this one, and this last Funko I have are all from my local comic shop. Alright. Let's see. I always loved these kind, except for the Tobey Maguire one that I bought that was apparently broken in the box, which I did not know. There it is. I still love it. I have Tobey Maguire in my collection. That's Spider-Man Funko Pop. Alright, last one. This is interesting. This is a movie or a book series, anything. I would love to see them try. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. And for those who don't know or have never heard of The Last Ronin, this is Mikey. In this story, Leo, Donnie, and Raph are all dead. The closest adaptation you could probably think of is there's an episode of the 2003 Ninja Turtles which has an apocalyptic feel to it with Donnie, where they have one last hurrah against Shredder, who was an Ultron in that struggle. Anyway, so yeah, he has Leo's sword, Raph's side, and on the back, this is why I love taking them out of the box, he has his own nunchucks and Donnie's staff. It's so cool. It's been a while since I've had one. The last one I got that's just for this random Above All collection shelf was The Crow. And that's a movie I've not seen, but god damn it, I want to see that movie. So I have 2 for the anime, 1 for a new shelf that I've created. I want a little off topic here, but when it comes to my Funkos, I have assorted them into a little more areas. I have my Venomized and Infinity Warp Funkos, which are right here. I have up top my Marvel shelf, and that's just MCU, Marvel, anything. I have another part of that on my dresser, which features Doctor Octopus, Green Goblin, Thanos, Loki, Moon Girl, and Devil Dinosaur. I have turn this around. On here, if you can see it, I have top shelf is for straightly DC. I have the anime shelf, my WWE wrestling Funkos, live action DC, and on that last shelf, I know you can't see it. Hopefully, I had that position right. On the last shelf of that little bookcase, whatever that is, I have my 90s era kind of thing where it has my Mortal Kombat Funkos, Snoopy, Bumblebee, and I think that's it. But also down here, I have under my TV down here. Let me see if I can move my comics. Something like that. Hopefully this doesn't hurt. I'll give you guys a little motion sickness. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, in this little dark shelf are my Disney pods. I have Encanto, I have Onward, which I think is Disney Pixar. I have Stitch, I have Mulan, I have Oogie Boogie, and I have Rex from Toy Story. And also, two more down here. Okay, I'm gonna try with this, guys. Hold on. I have a slasher roster and a shelf dedicated to Spider-Man. Hopefully, again, you can see that. Apologies if this makes you sick. I am not good with these with angles and anything like that. But yeah, I have a lot to have this many shelves dedicated to Funko Pops in my room. So yeah, I have Marvel entirely, Venomized and Infinity War, random above all else, Disney, horror, Spider-Man, DC, anime, wrestling, live action DC, and 90s animation, video game, whatever. Just 90s-esque, kind of. Which could fit a bunch of these, but I don't want to. Video game, basically, kind of feel. Anyway, moving on to the comics. Now, I want to... Glaceon just fell. First, I want to get this out of the way. This is the only book in this whole stack that is... And I'll show you this. This top one is the only one I did not get from my comic shop because I've never seen it at the comic book shop, but I did see it at Barnes & Noble's. Speaking of, I don't know if I want to show you this. This is a manga book that I got at Barnes & Noble's. This is Monster Museum, Everyday Life with Monster Girls. Lord have mercy, help me. I will not be taking questions on that. Anyway, the comic is Batman Beyond the White Knight. And the reason I got this is because I own all three parts of the White Knight. So I wonder if this is an unofficial, like, epilogue kind of thing, or if it's another story just with the White Knight. Anyway, I saw it was a White Knight, so I bought it. Actually, let me see, because it has a sleeve on it, which I'm not a particularly big fan. Let's see what it looks like underneath this thing. Okay, here's what the actual cover is. Okay. Okay. I don't know how people feel about book sleeves, but I usually sometimes take them off. Now, on to the... Actually, I'll show the graphic novel. Again, with Blue Beetle, I got Blue Beetle Graduation Day, the graphic novel. I'm so hyped for Blue Beetle. I love it. I love that he's getting a movie. The other big book relates to the Funko. I actually got The Last Ronin story. I'll give you a little sum up of this. I'll read the back of the book. The future of New York City is dim, a high-tech urban battlefield controlled by the Foot Clan and their cybernetic soldiers. But from the wasteland outside the walls stalks the lone surviving turtle, the last Ronin, on a hopeless mission to end his family's feud once and for all. Carrying only the memories of those he left behind, he'll join new and old allies to reclaim the sewers or die trying. Legendary TMT co-creator Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird comes the story of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 decades in the making. The writer Tom Waltz, the artist... I can't read these names. This is going to be... Who is the last Ronin? This is going to be fun. Now on to actual comic books. Okay, is there any of them that are not... Right. Okay, there's one, because I got Autumn one too. First off, from Dawn of DC, We got Steelworks issues 2 and 3 because I already have number 1 in my collection. I love Steel, and I feel like I'm going to do it. And also on the back are both advertisements for Blue Beetle. Up next, we got from Marvel, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider 1 and 2. I love Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider has been my favorite Marvel character for years. Up next, okay, this is a funny one because I'm positive I made a video on this before. This is Predator issue number 6, and the reason this is funny to me is because I have the entire set of Predator. This is the last of the story, but I have somehow been able, with the exception of 1 and this, to have a duplicate of 2 through 5. I own 2 copies of issues number 2 and number 5 through number 5 of this series. It's ridiculous. Oh, I love this, man. I have been wanting to get my hands on this comic. We got issue number... I knew it was in here. Issue number 2 of The Incredible Hulk. I've been wanting to read a Hulk series just because the Hulk has been, again, just like Ghost Rider, he's been one of my favorite characters for years. I've always loved the Hulk. So I'm interested to finally read a story of him. Okay, this is technically the last book in this that I bought. This technically isn't for me. This is for my sister also. Blue Beetle. He's also right here. As you can tell, I'm a big Blue Beetle fan. I've loved Blue Beetle since Batman Beyond Brave and the Bold. This is issue number 6 of the DC Ruby crossover. My sister's really been enjoying these comics, man. And I've read the first issue of the series. Yeah, it's something good. Just, I don't like Ruby. It's not my thing. Yeah. That's that. So put these to the side. Now, to another main thing. Cringe of the Month. Episodes 50 and 51. First up, episode number 50, Cringe of the Month, will be based around Barbie. On my vacation, which is another reason I kind of didn't upload, because I was on vacation for a week, me and my family went to the drive-in in Plymouth, and me and my sister watched the Barbie movie while my mom and my dad watched Mission Impossible. That movie was fucking awesome. I loved that movie so much. And I remember thinking when the first trailer for Barbie came out, I rolled my eyes and I thought, oh, this is stupid. Why are they making this? But then I kept watching the trailers that kept coming out, and this movie looked so funny. Especially when you have Will Ferrell as what seemed to be your main villain in the movie. He isn't. And this is going to be having little spoilers if you haven't seen the movie yet. If you haven't watched Barbie, I actually very recommend it. It is very funny. There are some scenes that you might feel uncomfortable with if you are a guy watching this movie because, spoiler, the main villain is Ken bringing patriarchy to Barbie Land, where before, everything is run by Barbie. They're all in control. But then Ken sees how the real world operates, and he brings patriarchy to the land of Barbie, where every Barbie has now become a subservient bimbo to a Ken doll. And, again, for all that a man will, probably roll his eyes at, I couldn't give a fuck less. I remember seeing podcasts, saying these moments were stupid and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it is. It's stupid. But this is also a movie based on Barbie dolls. I don't have two shits to give. I enjoyed the movie. The good will outweigh the annoying. The way everyone acts in this movie is flawless. They all feel like they are a Barbie doll come to life, which is what they are. These characters are the Barbie dolls that people would play with. And Ken dolls. And the whole thing of Ken feeling like they're underappreciated and all that, it makes sense since no one gives a damn about Ken dolls. It's always been about Barbie. So, I will not lie, I do feel for him. I just feel like he went about this in a completely wrong and jackass way. that'll be the only spoiler I'll just give with the patriarchy thing. I won't go into much about anything else, but I will say, like, the story, I was like, it held me on, but when I looked at my sister, she had cried 6 times at this movie. We've only seen it once. She's cried 6 times. And I will admit, there are very emotional scenes in this movie. The most awkward moment, I'm not just saying something. The most awkward moment in this movie is definitely when Barbie and Ken get to the real world, and they're all in their, like, flashy freaking clothes. They're getting catcalled by construction workers, and Barbie basically goes and says, I don't have a vagina, he doesn't have a penis. The construction workers act like this isn't a problem. Like, oh, it is. If she doesn't have anything, there's no freaking point, you morons. But it's very, again, I can't stop saying it. It's very funny. It's very entertaining. And it's exactly what I want a movie like this to be. It's entertaining. Plus, little fun fact about Barbie, and anyone who watches JonTron has known this. Barbie's inspiration came from a freaking joke sex doll in Germany. And also, Barbie came out in 1959. I just want to get that little fun fact out. The first Barbie came out in 1959. Yeah. Okay. Also, the funniest joke in that whole movie is at the end. I won't say what it is just because I love that joke, and anytime I just think about it, when I first watched it in the theater, or in the lot, I guess, since I was at the drive-thru, I laughed my ass off. It was so funny. And also, fun at this drive-thru, Barbie had more people watching it than Mission Impossible. I love that that's now a thing. That at this drive-in, Barbie beat Mission Impossible. Okay. So final thoughts on the Barbie movie. For the love of God, go watch it. It is so fun. Ignore any podcast, ignore any idiot on social media talking about this movie. If you want, even ignore me, because I should not... I'm not exactly insulting this movie or anything like that. I'm just saying go watch it because I had a fun time watching it. That's what movies are. They shouldn't be these messages or anything like that. At least, a movie should have a message, but it shouldn't be to where it takes away from the movie experience. Anyway, final thing, go watch this movie. It is fucking awesome. It's very funny, and it's very entertaining. Now, episode 51. We had something fun. Now let's get to something stupid. And I have been wanting to make this video, and I don't know why I've been putting off making this video. The latest victim of live-action remakes. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. A timeless classic. In fact, Disney's first full-length animated feature. Everyone knows the tale of Snow White. Everyone loves the tale of Snow White, except the freaking actress who's in charge of the live-action Snow White. Apparently, she doesn't like the movie. Apparently, she doesn't like Snow White because it's offensive now in modern age. First off, you can't hold stuff that was relevant in the past to today's standards. You can't do that. The dress is ugly. I am sorry, but I've seen Halloween costumes of Snow White's dress that look better than this thing. Again, I'm not gonna complain about the woman's skin color because at this point it doesn't matter. If the character is white, they're more than likely going to be recasted a different color. The Seven Dwarves no longer exists. It's the Seven Creatures now, which also sounds more insulting than what Disney wants it to sound. Since they don't want to freaking stereotype or freaking do something stupid to make it sound like they're insulting little people by saying dwarves. Even though calling them creatures and having just a token one is more against what you want, morons. But then, the worst of the worst. The story. We all know the story of Snow White. Snow White is hunted by the evil queen because she's not the evil queen. Its mirror says she's not the fairest in the land. Snow White is. And she eats the poison apple. But also, she takes care of the dwarves. She shows them a mother figure. She treats them lovingly. Which is something I feel like they forgot when talking about this movie. There's a freaking interview with her that is infamous on social media, saying that Snow White is no longer thinking and dreaming about true love. Why is that now such an evil thing? Why is that now such a horrible thing for someone to be dreaming and thinking about true love? Why? I don't get why that's such an evil thing anymore, man. I don't get it. And also saying that the prince she won't be saved by the prince. So she's gonna die. She is going to die. I made a little video about this on TikTok, but it's simple as this. Snow White is going to more than likely die, or she's going to be so girl boss that she'll sense the apple's poisoned and they'll just erase that piece of media history. This movie is basically an original story, but just shoehorning Snow White in to try to sell tickets and merchandise. That's all this is. So please, for the love of God, do yourselves a favor. If you want to watch Snow White on the big screen, just watch Snow White. Go on Disney. Go on to Disney Plus. Go on to YouTube and buy it. Do anything to watch the real Snow White. Or hell, if you want to watch a live-action Snow White done right, watch Once Upon a Time. There's a good version of Snow White that does the strong independent thing, but also with the love in it. That's what I hate, man. That romances, love stories, they are dead. They are a demon. They're as evil as white people in media. Because no one wants to tell a love story. The last love story to be told in movies that I recall was Bros. And that movie did terribly. I hate. It's so stupid. Oh, what's next? Are we gonna get a live action Pocahontas? And no John White or John whatever his name is? I swear to God, I will say this, the only live action remake I have ever been even remotely interested in watching has been the live action Mulan movie. I never watched it. That was the only live action Mulan movie I was actually interested in watching. One of the ones I actually consider pretty good is Aladdin. I actually very enjoyed the live action Aladdin movie. I thought it was very entertaining. There definitely were some icks I had with the movie, and the same ones that probably a lot of people talked about. But it was a fair recreation of the movie. Snow White, on the other hand, is going to suck. It is going to bomb. So please, for the love of God, do not watch that movie. Do not fall for this. Do not think you need to watch this movie to prove how woke you are, to prove how politically accepting you are. Don't watch this movie, because if you watch this movie, you're just gonna hate it. I can tell already. People aren't stupid, Disney. You used to be the most magical place on earth. You keep selling yourselves to the devil of this idea. I hate that such a thing like Disney's collapsing in on itself. And also, I saw this little thing that said they're going to make an animated Lion King remake of the live-action Lion King. So they're going to animate the live-action movie based on the animated movie from the 90s. Just re-release the original movie. I don't get it. I mean, of course I get it. Money, that's why. I don't get it why they would try to put so much crap out instead of making something good. I just don't get it. I do know a movie that I am super hyped for. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We have super hyped for is Mutant Mayhem, the new Ninja Turtles movie. I'm so hyped for that movie. I know it's out. Yeah, I know it's out. but I haven't seen it yet. But I'm so excited for it. Looks so good. If I could add one thing, and I don't know if it's in it, if he's in it, but I would add a Casey Jones. Casey Jones has been my favorite character in Ninja Turtles since I was a kid. So anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of comic books, some 4 Funkos. Love for the Barbie movie. Hate the idea of the live action Snow White. Don't watch the live action Snow White. It's just another step in the grave of Disney. I don't know what else to say, but bye.